First, I want to make sure that this is very clear, as YouTube makes it hard for viewers to watch multiple part videos. This is going to be broken up into 4 parts. We do full uninterrupted interrogations on this channel, and the subject of this video was questioned for roughly 6.5 hours. So for your convenience, it will be a series. All of the links will be in the description as they are released, and for those that support us on Patreon, all of the videos are already posted for you to view there. Thank you. Welcome all you couch detectives out there. Join us every week for new cases, and if you're a fan of true crime, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. The absolute best way to support the channel is to subscribe, and if you appreciate what we're doing here, hit that like button, let us know that we're moving in the right direction. Okay, enough rambling, let's get into it. July 24th, 2022, Jacksonville, Florida. In the early morning hours, a 911 call comes in from a scared resident of the Mission Point apartment complex in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville 911, what's location of your emergency?
I really want to remain anonymous. I'm so scared right now.
Okay, what's going on?
I was asleep. I woke up to get my baby bottle. While I was in the kitchen, I hear somebody stomping up the steps and bust through the door. And then apparently there's a girl that deals with this man. And I heard her say, he threw her out the bed or something. And I heard her say, no, please, I love you, I love you. She said, no, please, I love you. He must have had her head on the floor because I can hear it from my room, her saying, no, please don't, I love you. And then I just heard a loud boom.
What do you mean by a loud boom?
I don't know, sir. I don't know what it is. I'm scared.
Do you think he, like, banged her head against something, or was it a gun?
I don't know if he banged her or if it was a gun. I don't know. What I do know is I don't hear her anymore.
Okay.
I hear a child up there crying, but I don't hear her.
The sounds she heard were coming from 34-year-old local radio personality Tasheka Young, known as Tasheka's on the air. Tasheka was also a mother of 2 and 8 weeks pregnant. The strange thing here is that Tasheka would not be found until over 12 hours later by her own mother, who stated that the door had indeed been kicked in. I am not sure if the police never responded to the initial 911 call or what. The children that the caller heard crying were found by Tasheka's mother, one holding their mother's hand as she lay on the floor of her bedroom, and the other in their bed shaking in fear. The children were there all day long by themselves. What kind of monster would do something like this? Well, who do they usually look at first? You got it, Tasheka's boyfriend, 33-year-old at the time, Bursey Armstrong. He goes by Jerome, but I think Bursey works just fine. Bursey is the person who helped create the 2 children left in the apartment that night, and presumably the baby that was on the way. He did not live with Tasheka and the children, and when he came to visit from Connecticut, he would arrange to stay in hotels or with his parents in Middleburg, Florida, which is about a 40-minute drive to see his family. He says that as a man, he needs his space. Bursey doesn't have a license, so he doesn't drive. He has to have his parents or someone else drive him around while he's in town. But he sure made it easy for detectives to find him. He magically showed up while they were conducting their investigation at the apartment complex. Well, of course they want to speak with Bursey, so they took him down to the sheriff's office in handcuffs to see what he had to say about the situation. This is the full police interrogation of Bursey Armstrong. Remember, this is a 4-part series, so make sure you check the description for links to the other videos. Before we get started, let us have a moment of silence for Tasheka Young, the victim in this case.
Hey, Mr. Armstrong, this is Detective Kelsey. Okay, my partner. Again, I'm Detective Barnes.
Hey, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
I'm
Detective
meeting you as well.
First name's Bursey, B-U-R-S-E-Y?
Yes.
Armstrong, 41889?
Yes.
Okay, what's a good address for you?
32219 is the zip code. But right now I'm just visiting. I actually took a job up north. I stay in Connecticut. And I came in town to make sure I could get my FMLA documents and stuff so I could go back to work.
Oh, I got you. What's a good cell phone number for you?
904-646-7047.
Who's that through? What carrier?
That is Verizon.
Okay. Is there any other numbers for you, or is that the...
No, that's my primary number.
Okay. You got any other cell phone numbers or any other way to contact you, or is that the best way to get hold of you?
That's the best way to get hold of you.
How long have you been using that number?
Maybe since December, probably.
Since December? Okay, of 21?
Yes.
All right, listen, obviously, I'm very sorry. I don't know what all you know and what you don't know, okay? But you know, obviously, something bad has happened in that apartment, okay? So I'd like to have a conversation with you to see...
Sorry about it.
I'm going to get into all that, okay? But I want to have a conversation with you to see if you can help me figure out what happened tonight, okay? But before we do that, we are sitting in an interview room, okay? We're at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office Police Memorial Building, okay?
All
right, so before I start asking questions of you, we're having a conversation because this is an active investigation. I'm going to go further with that and explain all that to you in a second, okay? I need to read you your rights, okay?
All right.
Standard procedure, I do it with everybody that I bring in here and ask questions of, okay?
All right,
protects you and me, all right?
All right.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol?
No, not at all.
Is there anything or any reason that would inhibit your ability to have a reasonable conversation with me right now?
No, just the fact that I'm not aware of anything.
Well, I know, and that's what I'm going to get into all that, okay?
All right.
Like I said, we're at the Police Memorial Building, okay? Let's stay day 723.
Yeah, for 30 more minutes. You got a drink, you need a snack or restroom?
No, my lips were parched from sitting in the back of the vehicle.
And I know, I'm sorry you had to sit back there so long. There's a lot going on right now, and that's just, I'm going to break it all down and get into all that, okay? Again, these are your constitutional rights. All right, do this with everybody. You read and write, okay?
Yes, I do.
All right, I'll read it to you. You have the following rights under the United States Constitution. And then I'm going to witness it as I'm signing it on the witness line as well, okay?
You said what do you do, Adam? You said
I work in management.
For?
I work for Amazon at a fulfillment center up north.
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
I've been at their facility since December. Before that, I ran a company. So I left Jacksonville back in December, January. And relocated.
So you left Jacksonville back in December, January, and moved up to Connecticut?
Yeah, so...
And you work for Amazon up there?
Yeah.
Why don't you get a job at Amazon here? We got Amazon here.
I mean, I kind of like the culture. I like how everything is.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you like to kind of slide and go somewhere else. And then me and the family, we were thinking about relocating and stuff like that. So I was kind of trying to see if she wants to move up there. And then, the kids are down here.
Right.
So...
How do you like the cold?
I enjoy it. I love it, man.
Really?
Building snowmen and things like that.
You moved there at like prime winter time, so. Are you from Jacksonville?
Yes.
So you're originally born and raised here?
Yes.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to South Carolina State University.
Oh, well, where did you go to school around here?
And then Southern New Hampshire. I went to University Christian, and then I went to John Rabault.
So UC?
Yeah.
Did you graduate from UC or not?
No, I graduated from John Rabault.
Okay, from Rabault. You said you went to college. Did you finish college?
Yes.
Yeah. What did you get your degree in?
General Studies and Leadership Essentials.
Oh, okay. Are you using that with Amazon?
Absolutely.
Okay. Paying pretty well?
I think sometimes we take a job for the opportunity because we're on
It's a big
track.
company. Room for, the potential's there. It's Amazon, so it's a huge company, obviously.
Yeah, me and my director, we're pretty close, so things should be all right.
All right, but you mentioned family a second ago. So who is family to you? Like, who is your family?
My family is my kids, my mom and dad. That's really my family.
Who are you living with on Kinlock Drive?
That's actually my grandmother's residence.
Okay. So you stay with your grandmother on Kinlock?
No, I don't even stay in Jacksonville.
Okay, but
I'm just here right now.
Okay, so who do you stay with when you're here? Are you
Time I stay in Middleburg. Lately, I've been in Middleburg.
And
with
that's
my
your
mom.
parents? Okay.
That's my mom's house.
So mom's in Middleburg, grandma's on Kinlock.
That's the address that I have on file and everything.
Okay.
But I've been in Middleburg for the past, maybe like the past week and a half.
Okay. And did you just come back in town recently? How long you been back in town from Connecticut?
I think I came back here about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. All right. Well, I know you showed up to. Have you been visiting her in the 2 weeks? Like, how was y'all's relationship?
Well, you know, she and I, we have a good relationship. Me and my parents, we have a good relationship.
Okay.
So I think that everybody meshes well for the most part.
So where, like, for instance, where did you sleep last night?
Last night I stayed in Middleburg.
Okay, so you stayed in Middleburg. Is that normally where you sleep when you're in town?
Yes.
Do you ever sleep?
The last time I spent the night over there was probably last Friday.
Okay.
Either last Friday or Saturday.
Had you been over to her apartment since last Friday or Saturday?
No.
Okay. So last Friday or Saturday, you spent the night?
I spent the night. My mom picked me up that afternoon. I had to take like a 12-hour course for a reinstatement with my license.
I got you.
So she picked me up that Saturday, and I've been in Middleburg ever since.
Okay. So what, in your own words, again, what to you? Because you said family, so how, like, what do you...
She and I, we had,
Okay. So where are y'all at right this second?
fixing it.
Fixing.
We're fixing it. Yesterday she said that, is this about her?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, yeah, this is about...
Yesterday she said that, she was like she wanted to fix the family, make the family work.
Was this in person, or are y'all talking on the phone?
We were texting.
Okay. About what time was that?
It was late.
Late? Okay.
Maybe like 10:30, 11.
Last night?
Yeah.
How long did y'all go back and forth? I mean, I know exactly, you don't know all the exact numbers, but just approximately, like, what, couple hours, couple minutes?
We probably went back and forth, maybe. I mean, we text each other throughout the day.
Okay.
And then I text her this morning, and I text her this afternoon, and then she didn't respond to my text this afternoon, and I called her mother to see, you know, if she was around her, because sometimes, you know, when she gets mad, she won't answer my calls or texts. Okay. So I just kind of send something to her mom and say, you know, can you tell her, just talk to me? And then I showed up, and then you guys put me in handcuffs.
Okay. You said sometimes she won't respond to you when she's mad. What does she get mad at you about? Why would she get mad at you?
Sometimes she thinks that I can be insensitive. Sometimes we don't meet eye to eye. Okay. But, you know, I'm a guy, man. It's some things I just don't care about. As long as she's happy at the end of the day, as long as we can kind of diffuse the situation, that's normally how it is.
How many kids do you have?
And I have my oldest son. He's a 5-year-old.
5-year-old?
Yeah.
Okay, that's from a previous relationship?
Yeah, my college sweetheart. She and I were in a relationship for 7 years. We were engaged. We broke up. And they live in the Charlotte area. And
Charlotte?
Yes. And she and I... And then, you know, whenever I'm home, I try to see if she wants to move up north with me, so...
Okay. So do you still see your first child's mother in Charlotte?
No.
You don't?
It's strictly about my kid.
Do you get to see your 5-year-old?
Yeah, they just took him back to Charlotte today. My sister drove up there.
So how does that work?
I have a very active relationship with all of my children.
How does that work? Like, do you have to go up and get your 5-year-old, or does
my family is pretty involved with everything. So what my family does is, you know, they make sure that everybody's hands-on. Right. And, you know, it's a family, man. It takes a lot of people to make things work.
So is your mom close? Your first child's mother?
I would like to think so.
Okay. So they
I actually think my mom likes them more than me.
Oh, well.
So.
Gotcha. So the last time you physically were at Apartment was last Friday or Saturday, or that's just the last time you stayed the night there?
No, that's the last time I was there.
Okay.
When I left there, I never stayed the night again. I never returned to her apartment.
I got you.
Yeah, I was actually going to try and see if she could come and hang out with me, but she wasn't answering my calls or anything. So.
And how will
I know what it's going to be,
right.
though.
Do you know how far along she was in the pregnancy?
She had an appointment, and I think that she was 8 or 9 weeks.
8 or 9 weeks old?
Yeah, I was supposed to be making one of the next appointments with her in the future. But a lot of times when I come in town, I try to hurry up and get in and out because I have to make sure that I get back to work. I had something going on with my attendance and FMLA paperwork, so I had to get some things situated with my doctor.
Okay. So when you do go to the apartment, how do you normally get over there? You drive yourself, or?
No, I haven't been driving.
Oh, you haven't been driving?
No,
okay, so you don't
because
drive.
I have a 12-hour course that I have to take for my license to be reinstated.
I got you. So how do you normally get around then?
Normally when I'm in Jacksonville, I mean, my whole life is up north, so
right.
When I come in town, I really don't have to get around too much.
But if you do, like, how'd you get there today when you showed up there today?
Oh, I had a ride from my stepdad.
Oh, your stepdad. Now, where's your stepdad live? Talking about Middleburg?
He stays in Middleburg.
Okay, with your mom?
Yes.
Okay. And did he stay or just drop you off and go?
I think he just dropped me off and left. I was just going to get a ride, head back that way.
Okay. Drive you back and forth sometimes too?
I mean, in a situation like that, I probably would have stayed tonight just to kind of patch things up. Maybe she just would have took me back to Middleburg.
You said you got a ride with your stepdad today?
Yes.
What's his name?
His name is Dale.
Dale?
Yes.
What's his last name?
How
do you spell that?
It's like
E-E-N?
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all get along right this second, or were things rough, or?
Last night we had a few words, but whenever we get into an argument or something like that, I always try and soothe it over.
Okay.
You know, she's always a little more serious with that stuff than me. So.
What is she upset about?
She told me.
Like you were still committed to your other?
No, not at all. She's not even in the picture.
Oh, okay. So you don't even speak with your first child's mother, or very limited, just about the child, or?
No, we don't speak about it at all.
Okay. So who talks to her to deal with getting your 5-year-old back and forth? Your mom?
Yes.
Okay.
And my sister.
All right. So what made you show up at the apartment tonight when we were all out there?
Well, normally if I call her so many times, or if I text her, she'll get back in touch with me. So I called her mom, and her mom said she'll have her call me. And, you know, I was kind of worried a little bit, so I stopped over there and try and see what was going on with her. Because it's not like her to not answer the phone for me.
So y'all were texting back and forth last night. You had some words. She feels. And then, at what time of the day did you start trying to get hold of her?
I think I called her first thing this morning. I think I called her around 8:39. And I think I called her again like at 11. And I think I can show you on my cell phone.
Okay. And I might ask you about that again in a little bit, just trying to figure out, did you try to text her at all, or did she...
Yeah, I texted her as well. She wasn't responding. That was why I called her mom. And I talked to her mom. I was like, you know, if you can get in contact with Tasheka and have her call me or text me or something, I'd appreciate it. You know, sometimes when she doesn't answer for me, I'll like try and call my sister or call her mom to see if I can get a response from her.
Right.
Do you know around what time last night you'll stop texting or calling?
Maybe around. It was late. Maybe between 10. I'm not sure.
Okay, that's no big deal.
What was it a text? Was that the last communication? What was her last message to you?
The last message that she said to me said that, I think she said that she felt like I didn't love her. I think that's what it was.
Okay.
So, you know, a woman says something like that to you, you know, it kind of, it'll kind of make you feel away. So then I called her this morning. I wanted to try and patch it up and just kind of, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you, and did you ever live with her at that apartment at one point?
No.
Okay, so you've always lived separate, like with your...
I think she moved into that apartment in January. No. She moved in there in February. By the time she moved in there, I had already relocated.
No, so
it's like one of those situations where...
I would like to take the time to thank all of our members. Your support really helps the channel continue, and you are truly appreciated. For early access to all of our videos, exclusive videos, and extra case content, consider joining our Patreon. The link is in the description below. Okay, let's get back to it.
You know a person, and you've been with a person so long to the point where you really don't have to question it. It's like,
right.
It's like, together, let's just move forward.
So what was her hang up then about the commitment and everything? If y'all were engaged and...
there was no hang up on her end. The hang up is on my end because she and I, we had something going on where she kind of wanted to stay in Jacksonville a little bit. And me, you know, I was making my living up north.
Right.
So I was paying her bills and I'm paying my bills. And I'm just like, you know, we can cut the overhead costs if you just come up here.
Yeah.
So that's what we were working towards.
So she didn't want to move up north?
She said that the only way she would move up north is if we went on ahead and went through with it. Then she said she'd come.
Yeah. Why didn't you do that then?
I'm planning on it.
Planning on it? Okay.
Yeah.
Would she have left her family, you think, that she had down here? I mean, do you...
It was probably more important.
Yeah. But so she was willing to come up north with you, but you needed...
Yeah. So it was pretty much a done deal.
I gotcha.
Like a solid commitment.
Okay. So did her mom ever call you back after you told her, like, hey, I can't get hold of her?
No, I spoke to her and she was like, all right. So I'm thinking that she probably called her and she was just like, I just don't feel like talking to Bursey today or something like that.
All right. Is there, do you know of any talks to? I mean, was there any of that in y'all's relationship? Any infidelity, whatever you want to call it? Was she back and forth with anybody?
If she was, I wouldn't know because we don't stay together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I stay up north, she stays in Jacksonville. Whenever I'm in town, you know, I either get a hotel room.
Right.
I think the most that I ever stayed at her apartment was this last visit last week. And, you know, I left and went to my mom, so...
Did you stay there just the one night, Friday or Saturday, or do you...
No, I stayed there for like 3 days.
3 days? Was that kind of normal? Sometimes you'd stay there for a couple of days and then...
I think maximum I would probably stay 2 days at a time.
Okay.
Most of the time, whenever I come in town, I get my own living arrangements.
Okay. You mentioned the fact that, you know, the time that y'all communicate last and all that would be on your phone. Would you be okay with us looking at that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, because I think we have your phone somewhere, one of the officers does or something. In order to do that, though, would you be willing to sign a consent to let us look at your phone? Okay. All right. What kind of phone do you have?
It's an iPhone.
Okay.
When was the last time you do you FaceTime your kids, or do you ever come and pick them up, or what?
She sends me pictures and things like that, but whenever I'm in town, a lot of times we're around each other.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Do they ever stay like at your mom's or your grandma's or anything like that with you?
Yeah, they come out sometimes.
They come out. Yeah. I gotcha.
But I would have like hotel rooms and stuff like that. So sometimes she would just come to my hotel room. But I'm never in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
You know,
that's gotta be hard.
I mean, I think as a dad and as a spouse, you know, we make the sacrifice, man.
Yeah.
You know, you get used to just doing what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What number iPhone do you have? What model?
I think it's a 12 plus.
12 plus.
Yeah.
Do you have a password on there?
There are numbers.
What's your 3-year-old into? Is he like dinos or?
No, he likes monster trucks and stuff like that, and little robots. Sometimes I try and put stuff in front of him, so he can kind of figure it out as it goes.
Yeah. You ever try to take him to Monster Jam here at the downtown?
I took them with her friend.
Okay. So, to Monster Jam?
Yeah, and I just paid for it.
Yeah. Did he like that?
Yeah, he did.
I bet. That would have been pretty cool.
All right, Mr. Armstrong, what I'm going to do here is this is a consent and search form, okay? In order for me to look at your phone, I have to get your permission, okay? This is basically you giving me written permission to look at your phone, okay? To try to establish your last communication and just verify everything that you're saying, okay? Like I said, this
You just want to see the text between she and I?
Yeah, I mean, I want to see anything that pertains to anything that can help us figure out what happened.
And she and I, we send each other photos in my phone.
I mean, if there's anything like that in there, if y'all are consensually sending photos back and forth, first of all, that's between y'all, okay, not against the law, and I don't have any interest in that, okay? I'm more interested in the communication and the time.
That's fine.
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
So what I'm going to do then is it says that you're giving permission to me in the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to do that, okay? And then I'm going to ask you to initial these 2 lines right here. Feel free to read this form. I will read it to you, okay?
Yeah, I feel a little uncomfortable about it.
Okay.
Because we send each other. I may have to defer on that.
Okay. Do you know what the status is right now?
As far as what?
It's just, do you know why we're sitting here having this conversation? Why you're here?
No.
Okay.
I asked you guys that a million times.
Yeah. The officers on scene?
Well, I asked them and they said that they had to speak to the detectives.
Right. Well, this is, like I said, it's an active investigation, okay? And you're down here at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, obviously, okay?
All right.
He's passed away. Okay. And I'm very sorry to have to inform you of that. But that's why all this is happening, okay? And that's why I'm asking you for your help.
What happened to her?
Well, that's a good question, and that's why I'm here talking to you. I'm hoping that you can help me figure that out. That's why I asked you the question earlier. Do you know who else should be called? Mr. Armstrong, let me ask you this. When you got there earlier and you saw all the police, give me a minute. I'll give you a minute. Alright. I'm going to give you a minute. I need your help though, okay?
God! Oh, God. Oh, my God. Who did it? Who did it?
Well, that's why I'm sitting here talking to you, trying to get your help. Let me ask you this, though. When you showed up to the departments earlier and you saw police cars and crime scene tape and crime scene units and detectives, what was going through your mind? What did you think was going on?
I didn't know. Shit, I'm showing up just see her real quick. Shit, I don't know.
Do you know where your kids are?
I didn't even know I got put me in. I didn't know what was going on.
Do you know where your kids are?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I called her at the scene to see what was going on. But she didn't answer the phone. She didn't answer the phone. That's why I showed up.
Right. Well, so that's what I'm asking you. Wait, you obviously knew that you couldn't get hold of her all day today. You said you called her several times and she wasn't replying to you, okay? You show up at the apartment and see everything that was going on there with us. So, I mean, did you not, I mean, what was your gut telling you? Something bad?
I just didn't know. I don't know. I saw people looking around and stuff like that. I saw a girl. I saw a girl. I saw a girl out there, and I know she recognizes me from her building, but I didn't know why everybody was standing outside.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's... And again, I'm sorry, okay?
Oh, what the heck, man?
Well...
Oh, what the heck?
But I'm asking you for your help. Alright.
I love her.
That's why we're trying to come up with a timeline of when people last spoke to her. Is why we were asking about your phone.
Where's my phone? Just bring it. Just bring it. Where is it?
We'll have to track down the officer. Yeah.
But I can't do anything with your phone without you giving me consent, okay?
Oh my God.
That's up to you. I'm not trying to force that on you, okay? Obviously you just got hit with a lot of information, okay, and terrible news, and I want to respect that, but at the same time, we've got to try to figure out what happened for her family, her kids, you as her. I understand. That's what I was just about to say. You. Okay? And that's why, you remember that question I asked you earlier? Did you know of anyone else that she may have been talking to or anything else going on?
I know she had friends and stuff, but...
Right. Do you know that she had people over at the apartment? Did she go out? You know, I mean, she's got 2 kids there, so I assume
she
can't
has
really...
a lot of friends.
Okay. But with 2 little kids, she probably can't leave home much, I would assume.
A lot of times her parents keep the kids.
Her parents keep the kids?
But sometimes, but I know that she always has them. So a lot of times I check in and she'll send me a picture letting me know that, you know, everything's alright.
Does she have anywhere she likes to go, people she likes to hang with, things she likes to do?
What she likes to do?
What's up?
Give me a second.
Okay.
I'm explaining this shit to my kid. Are my kids alright? Where are my kids?
Your kids are fine. They're with mom. They're okay.
Do you know who all had access to her
I'm explaining
apartment?
shit to her mom. I don't know.
I know you said
I don't go. I'm sorry. I don't go.
Okay. If her mom had a key, or if a good friend of hers had a key or anything like that.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
I don't know. I should have been there with her.
And she never mentioned.
What happened?
Well, we don't know. That's this. I mean, when you got there, I had just pulled up not long before you got there.
Tape there. It's something that happened at that apartment. It's something that happened there. I saw her truck there.
Yeah.
I saw tape there.
Listen, this is an active homicide investigation. That's why you're here, okay? I want to know what happened. We want to know what happened, okay? I want to help you figure out what happened, but in order to do that, you have to help me. Like, we got to work together right now. I had just gotten there not long before you showed up, okay?
I understand.
And to do that, I definitely need 100% honesty out of you, okay?
I'm telling you what I know.
I understand. And I want you to be sure. I'd rather you tell me you're not sure, you don't remember, than lock yourself into something that turns out not to be true later, okay? So you said earlier, we've established a couple times now, the last time you were at that apartment was a week ago. approximately? Last Friday or Saturday?
Like Friday.
And you stayed there for 2 or 3 nights? A couple nights, right? A few nights, you said?
I might have stayed there from that Wednesday to Friday.
Okay.
And I left there.
Okay. And you have not been there since?
No.
Okay. And you do not know of anyone else that comes and goes from that apartment other than you and maybe her mom?
I'm not sure.
Okay. But she doesn't speak to you of anyone that she has over, friends, company?
I mean, that's not really my business coming from her.
Does she go out and party? Does she like to have people over?
I know she's had people over.
Okay.
She's not really a partier. We cut that out a while ago.
Been any issues where you caught her talking to some other dudes or anything like that?
We had times, we had incidents, and vice versa on my end.
Okay.
But we always stick it out. We are kind of fully committed. I know that I wasn't dating anyone else.
When you were over there, how was it?
Last time, the last time we had like an argument.
Okay.
Like we had a small argument, and then my mom picked me up, and then I haven't been over there since.
Would you say maybe that's why you don't go over there so much? It's just arguing?
No. I kind of just prefer my space, man.
Okay.
Especially when I'm in town. And then I don't really care for I don't really care for that complex like that. I've seen a few different things over there that turned me off about it, and I told her that I didn't want her staying out there either.
So the last time you were there and you stayed there for those few nights, just you, her, and your 2 kids?
Yes.
Okay. You have a pretty good relationship, obviously, with, your kids. You see them, or is the only time you see them? I know they're young.
She and I, we don't have real problems.
Do y'all FaceTime? Does she FaceTime you so you can see and talk to the kids when you're not there?
Anything. We're together. It's it's nothing she's not gonna say to. You know what I mean?
And she didn't reveal anything to you last week or in your conversation since that she was having issues with anyone or anything like that? She didn't convey any kind of worry or fear about anything going on in her life outside of you?
There are some things that we don't discuss. There are some things that we don't talk about. Some stuff that we don't talk about.
Such as?
Sometimes she doesn't tell me her whereabouts. But, I think us as adults, we have right our privacy sometimes. But for the most part, she would, we're like any other couple.
When she questioned your commitment, was she worried that you were seeing other females?
I think she stopped worrying about that.
Okay. She just couldn't understand why you just wouldn't get married.
But you know what? Last night, she said something about me following extra people on my Instagram. Mentioned something about more females being followed. It would be petty stuff.
So last night she was concerned about women on your Instagram, how many females you were following or something?
Yeah, no messages, no direct contact. Female stuff. Sometimes when a woman does that, you have to reiterate that.
Why you following her? Why you following her?
Yeah, stuff like that.
You only had this many followers, now you got this many.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you. They watch that stuff, don't they? Like a hawk.
They really do. Especially when we talk about relocating them and stuff like that and making the family work.
You got an extra up because you're out of town, so she's probably really worried about what you're up to.
I worry about what she's up to as well, but you have to find your peace somewhere. You can't worry about everything. If you worry about everything, you drive yourself crazy. If I stay 1,000 miles away, that's...
What part of Connecticut are you staying in?
New Haven.
New Haven? That's where the Amazon facility... Do you work at the actual Amazon facility up there?
Yes.
Okay. How long are you gone? You go back and forth? How often?
I travel every month. But right now, my job, they're waiting for FMLA documents. Mm-hmm. So I was just waiting on my doctor to get those forms back to me because they needed to justify my absences.
Yeah.
So that's really why I was in town.
I got you. When y'all have arguments, say you're there in person, staying there with the kids, y'all ever argue and fight in front of the kids at all? Obviously, your youngest is really young, but your son,
Yeah.
So at that age, they kind of start to pick stuff up a little bit. I mean, has he ever witnessed y'all fight or argue or anything like that?
He has.
Okay. Like arguing, like yelling, screaming, you know, stuff breaking, anything like that. Like to what degree?
Nothing too serious.
Okay.
A couple of things thrown. She had a temper.
Okay.
I'm
Y'all
pretty
throw
passive
things at each
aggressive.
other, or just like stuff gets broken during arguments?
No.
Okay.
She throws stuff.
She throws stuff?
I'm more passive aggressive.
Okay.
I don't have time for that.
Anything physical?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Y'all never put hands on each other?
No, I've had to remove or grab her, but
Okay.
I've never like punched her or hit her or anything.
What's the worst thing she's ever thrown at you?
Yeah, a knife.
A knife?
Yeah.
Police ever get called on any of that stuff? Like when you were over there arguing or whatever, police ever show up, knock at the door or anything like that?
A lot of time. One time when I stayed on Harrison, a house we lived in that I bought, she pulled a knife on me. I think that I reported that.
Okay. How long ago was that?
That was like last year. And then there was another incident recently, but I didn't report it. I didn't really. You know, I get to the point where I'm used to how she is, so I just go with it.
I mean, do y'all get to the point where you're yelling back and forth at each other? Is it mainly her yelling at you, you yelling at her? Like, how's that? Y'all both shout at each other and fuss at each other, or what?
We would go back and forth. We would argue and stuff like that. But a lot of times, man, I just walk away from it most of the time. Sometimes it get out of hand and she starts throwing stuff, but even with that, the aftermath is like we would be all right. You know, one thing about it, once you get used to how a person is, it's kind of easier to deal with them. And that's kind of how we work.
How does your son react in an argument?
My son didn't really witness any heavy arguing. I mean, it was just like a regular family, man. Families argue for us sometimes, and we make up and we keep it moving.
Okay.
Nothing serious. Nothing. It's like nothing that would make anybody like really angry. You know what I mean? Like just regular stuff.
So, you said the police got involved when you stayed on Harrison a year ago, approximately?
Maybe over a year ago.
But since she's been in this apartment, you said about February, right, this year? She moved in that
Yes.
apartment. The police have never had to come there while you were there?
No.
She hasn't called the police on you that you're aware of?
No.
And you haven't called the police on her?
No.
Okay. Have you ever had to reach out to her mom or any other family members and be like, look, you know, you need to talk to Tasheka, she's kind of out of control? Or?
I think her mom knows about some things, but
Okay.
I wasn't like a talented, like I'm not gonna call your mom every time something goes on.
What's your relationship with her mom? Do y'all really have a relationship? I mean, do you go around her?
Me and her mom, we're pretty cordial. We
Okay.
don't have a bad relationship.
Y'all do like family dinners and stuff when you're in town? Or no?
Only on holidays.
Only holidays, okay.
Sometimes, like, since I moved away, sometimes when I come in town, her mom stop by, or we go over to her parents' house. Her dad's really sick,
Okay.
so we would stop over there. Just little stuff like that. You know, so this is what happens when you hit it.
Yeah.
Trying to lock everything in, you make sure that it's like one family.
I got you. Okay, and you have not been over there since last week?
No.
Okay. Is there any reason why, or maybe your son would have said that you've been there since last week?
Maybe FaceTime.
Okay. How often do y'all FaceTime?
Probably once every couple of days or something.
Okay. When's the last time you FaceTime?
It could have been yesterday.
Yesterday?
Could have been yesterday. I know we might have FaceTime. Possibly.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but somewhere along
It's usually
the
every
lines.
couple days?
Yeah.
Does she have any other phones that you know of, or does she just have one phone?
I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, once I relocated, I just kept everything about the family, because when it comes down to it, The only thing I can worry about is what we're trying to do. I can't worry about who she talks to when I'm gone. I just know she'll mention some of her friends,
Right.
but I just have to trust her discretion. You know, I try not to poke too much.
Do you know what her phone looks like? Like if it's got a case or if it's what kind of phone it is?
She had an iPhone just like mine.
She had a phone like yours.
Yeah.
You know what kind of case? Did she have a case on it or no case?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Okay. Do you know what color it was by chance?
No, I just know it's an iPhone because we FaceTime.
No, yeah, I got you. You know her password?
I remember one time it was like a set of numbers, but I don't try to go through her stuff though.
I got you, Mr. Armstrong. I'm gonna ask you a question, and then I'm gonna make a statement. Okay? So I'm gonna ask the question. Don't respond immediately. Think on it for a second, okay? Because I'm gonna follow it up with a statement. All right. Is there any reason to say that? And then remember what I said. Remember what I said. Let me make the statement. Don't follow it up. Think about it for a second, okay? Because these incidents, it's usually one or two things, okay? Good people lose control momentarily, do some things, say some things they regret or wish they hadn't done. A, or B, there's an evil that exists within you and you're okay doing that, and you go into self-preservation mode and start lying about what happened and always think about yourself, trying to protect yourself, okay? And since I've been talking to you, hold on, like I said, I'm going to give you a chance to answer that question in a minute. Just let me finish up. And since I've been talking to you, you seem like an educated person. I mean, you are an educated person. You've got a college degree. All right, we've had some normal conversation. You seem like a good dude. Okay. But from what I'm gathering, based on what I know about that apartment, and my conversation with you, and the conversation that's been had with your son, it seems like something really bad happened last night, okay? And maybe there was like a moment where things got really heated, really intense, and something happened, okay? And that's what I'm interested in. If you don't know, that's fine. I'm not obviously asking you to say something that you don't know about or say that you did something if you didn't. But what I'm asking is, think about this woman, her family, and those two kids.
Yeah, I haven't been over there since last week.
Okay.
But I know that when it comes to interaction,
Okay.
she says that she doesn't bring any other man.
Okay.
So
you haven't been there. So if something bad happened to her last night, there's no way it could have been you.
Absolutely not.
Which leads me back to my original question. Why would your 3-year-old son maybe indicate that you had something to do with hurting her?
Most of the time, I'm the only man that's around her.
Right, and that's why I asked you earlier.
She's not supposed to have other men. Okay. But I'm not sure if that's the case.
Okay.
It could have been somebody in there, but I don't know.
But if there is...
If he's used to seeing me...
Right. If there is, though, there's no way. I mean, come on. We know that as men and having children. Like, there's no way I was going to be calling another man daddy, right?
I don't think so.
I mean,
but I know that...
If it was to the point where was calling another man daddy, that would probably mean that man was around a lot, and you would probably know about it at that point, I would think, right? I mean... I
wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know?
Because I don't stay there.
Okay.
And I don't know how she would. I don't think that she would introduce a man by his name,
right,
or something like that. I don't know.
So I mean, but you understand that's a concern, to say the least.
I know that. I wasn't there.
And you said that your son earlier has never witnessed any physical violence because you said there hasn't been physical violence between y'all in the past.
As of late, no.
As of late, okay, yeah, fair enough. Because you mentioned the knife incident last year. Was your son there for that? Would he even remember that, you think? I mean, did he witness that?
I think that he did witness it.
Okay.
I think he witnessed me get loud and things like that. I'm just as guilty as she is when it comes to arguments and stuff.
Fair enough. Do you have a gun?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you care? You don't ever carry a gun on you?
No, I had a gun before, but I don't have it anymore.
Okay. All right.
Have you been around guns recently, within the last couple days?
Yeah, I have. I was around a Taurus Yeah, I was around a Taurus 40, like a 40 caliber.
What was that?
Like a few days ago.
Did you shoot it?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Whose gun was it?
I was just a friend of mine.
Oh, okay. So you don't own any guns or have any guns?
No, I don't have any.
All right. And then obviously, there's a lot of stuff I still have to do, okay? But when I look at cameras and go through video, because there's cameras all over that complex, it's not going to show you coming and going in the past several days to a week.
No, it wouldn't.
Okay. And there's nobody or no other reason that you can think of for someone else. She hasn't mentioned a single thing to you about...
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
You don't think she expressed to you if she was in any kind of trouble or fear or danger?
If she had something going on with someone else, she would probably try and keep it away from me.
And last night when y'all were talking, she didn't express anything like that to you?
No. And I hadn't seen her since last week.
Okay. You hadn't seen her physically since last week, but y'all talked, obviously.
Yes.
How did you normally communicate? Through normal text, messenger, apps?
Text.
Just phone text, regular?
Text, FaceTime, phone calls.
I gotcha.
Sometimes Facebook, Messenger, like... But I do feel like she was seeing someone else, but I'm not sure. It's not like I've been like...
That wouldn't bother you?
I can't control everything. I know that she's grown and so am I.
But if the woman's asking you to commit to her and marry her and you're talking about moving up north, I mean...
One time, I found that she was kind of texting guy back and forth, but I didn't really look too hard into it. I mean, I've had infidelity in my relationship with her, and she's accepted me back plenty of times, so, who am I to turn it, you know what I mean?
When was the last time you were in town before this little stint of being in town?
Had to have been like a month before that.
About a month ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, if I've been here this week. I've been at my mom's since last week to this week, so that's like a week. I had gotten in town like that Sunday, so it's like 2 weeks. So before that, it had been a month since I'd been here.
Okay. Do you know how far along she is in her current pregnancy?
You guys asked me that already. It's like between 8 and 9 weeks.
8 and 9 weeks. Is there any concern that someone else might have been involved with her?
I thought about it.
But she never expressed that to you?
No, she didn't.
She was acting... And she was acting like 100%? Did y'all have that conversation? I mean, did you flat out ask?
I really didn't ask.
You didn't ask? That wasn't concerning to you at all? If you think maybe she's seeing someone else, maybe she's not?
I try not to make her look like a... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to give her respect.
But you said you were paying her bills earlier. I mean, do you want to be paying bills for a woman if she's seeing and having babies now with someone else possibly?
I mean, I'm responsible for my children.
Right.
I just hold up my end of the deal as far as things go. I know she had a firearm, but I don't know what she did with it.
What kind of gun did she have?
I think it was like a 22, like a little 22 with a long nose or something like that.
Like a rifle or a pistol?
It was a pistol.
Like a revolver or like semi-auto?
It was like semi-auto.
Semi-auto.
Yeah, something that a woman would have.
I gotcha. Have you ever had guns at all?
Yes.
Because you said you don't currently have any, right?
No.
What's the last gun that you had?
The last gun that I had a 40, and I also had a Glock. I had a 40 and I had a Glock. Those are the only 2 guns I've ever had.
What happened to those?
I know somebody from what she said, somebody stole the Glock out of her apartment. So I reported that stolen. I reported that to JSO back in maybe back in January.
Like someone broke into her apartment, or?
Yeah, it was taken out of her apartment.
Okay.
This was back when I really wasn't over there like that.
Okay. And this is the same apartment she's living in now? It got stolen from there?
Yes.
Okay. But you reported it?
Yes.
Okay. And you didn't get another gun since then?
No.
What about the 40?
The 40, that was like a friend of mine's. So it was like more along the lines of something for protection. But I never, I don't have to use it.
Yeah. Well, where's that at now?
It's back in their possession.
Oh, in your buddies?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
The only problem I have right now with Mr. Armstrong is that I have a child that says that you hurt his mommy. And at 3 years old, I just find that incredibly difficult to believe that he would make that up or just say that.
The thing is, when it comes to men, I'm his dad, but I do not know who he has around him. I don't know who she brings around him when I'm not around. When he says that daddy hurt, that could have been something a while back. I know that I haven't been in that apartment complex since last week. And I think that, I think that everybody kind of knew that.
Okay. Well, again, coming back to this, are you any more comfortable helping us try to figure out the timeline with the consent to search for your cell phone or not?
That's fine. You just want to figure what, just between today and what, this last week?
Any evidence pertaining to you in this investigation.
That's fine. Would that help me go home?
Messages, phone call history, location history, all that stuff. I'm going to look at all that, okay? With your consent. But in order to do that, you have to sign this form and giving me consent.
All right, and after that, can I go home?
Well, yeah. It won't be like as soon as you sign the form, but
I need more.
I understand. I need you to initial these 2 lines, all right, that says I have the right to refuse consent search of my property, and that obviously any information that we glean from this search could be used against you, okay, just like I read you your rights earlier. So I'm going to ask you to initial those 2.
All right, it's just the text messages, right?
No, I'd like to look at location, text, phone calls. I mean, you said you haven't been there in a week. Your cell phone might be able to help verify that.
All right.
So I'm going to ask you to initial those 2. And then sign right there. And that passcode that you gave, that's the code to the phone that you had on you tonight, right?
Yeah. The
iPhone 12 Plus you said you thought it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you said you don't know anyone else that might have access to her apartment or anyone that she's been...
I wouldn't know because she knows my driving situation.
Right.
So she doesn't have to worry about me showing up over there.
Yeah. We're trying to get to the bottom of this, see, who might have had access to her apartment, who might she have been talking to, and this will help us with a timeline to see when you last spoke to her. We talked to her mom. We're trying to figure out, who knows her, who last talked to her, kind of to give us a time frame between when she was found today and when someone last talked to her to kind of narrow that time frame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I haven't seen her since last week, but maybe when I'm out, I don't know. I don't know what she does outside of me. I don't ask her questions. I try not to insinuate. Sometimes I do.
Do you know if she's got like if she talks to her mom, does she tell her mom everything, or if she's got a really good friend that she might that we could talk to kind of get more information on someone that's here that might know a little bit more about her day to day?
Like a BFF. Like who would she, if she was talking to a girl?
BFF. No, I don't.
Does she live in the apartment complex? Or
No,
something?
she doesn't.
Okay. And that's a okay.
Can you describe her at all? We're just going to try and...
She doesn't. She's not a bad person.
But if there was one person that she might be talking to about anybody else, she might have been reveal that kind of stuff too.
Possibly.
Okay.
Sorry, do you know about how old?
They're older than me, so she's like 34.
34.
And she's here in Jacksonville?
Yes.
Do you know where she stays?
No, I don't. Maybe somewhere on the west side.
Do you know where?
Not sure.
Not sure. Okay.
How about her mom? Does she, her and her mom pretty tight? Like as far as
mom,
as far as you know?
They have a decent relationship.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you don't really talk too heavily about your direct household and what goes on and stuff.
Yeah.
We just talk about what we have going on. So how it is.
We're just trying to find anyone that knows her pretty well that, might have been talking to her or texted her this morning or, you know what I mean? Just trying to figure out, just kind of narrow down when this may have happened, to give us a better clue. So
You consider yourself to be like a ladies' man a little bit? You said you had some infidelity issues. You got a little...
maybe flirting.
I mean, you're a working man. You're an educated man.
Yeah, but I don't get around too much.
You don't got more than one phone?
No.
you have a work phone through Amazon or anything like that?
No, I just use my one phone number.
Your one phone?
I do have a different phone number attached to it from like a text app, but that's on my iPhone. Like, how you have like an app with another number
like
on it?
WhatsApp or something?
Like WhatsApp, yeah. I have one of those on my phone.
Yeah, but just one phone.
Yeah, just one phone.
And you've had that phone, you said, since December?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you talk to her through that other phone app or?
No.
Okay.
You said y'all pretty much just text, phone call, and FaceTime?
Yeah, I used to use the phone for like business purposes, the other number, but that was about it.
Alright, now, I know you say you don't go to it doesn't sound like you go to the apartment a whole lot, right?
No.
Okay. When you do go there, does she have to let you in, or do you have a key?
I had a key.
You do have a key? Okay. Do you still have a key?
I think I might have given it back to her, but I know I have a copy of it somewhere.
Okay. So you still have a key to the apartment?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you ever just go over there and go in, or do you normally not? I mean, I assume she knows when you're coming, right?
Yeah, if I would, I would call her and let her know I was on the way and stuff like that.
You never just showed up surprised just to see what's going on?
A couple of times in the past.
Okay.
Yeah. But my mom, after we fell out that last week, I just kind of stayed at my mom's house, man.
Okay. But y'all were still talking?
Yeah, we were still talking, but I was trying to see if I could see her today. It kind of worried me a little bit when she wasn't answering my calls.
Do y'all ever go long periods of not communicating?
No.
Okay, so even if y'all aren't necessarily seeing each other physically, you're still talking?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the longest period? I mean, if she's mad or you're mad, what's the longest y'all would go without talking?
Never really. Maybe a day.
A day, okay. Who's normally the one to give in? Come on, you know how it is. There's always someone.
I think that we both do.
You both? Okay.
I think that we both do. I think once she and I start dealing with each other on a certain level, just get to the point where you start getting past that type of stuff. Yeah. Maybe when we first started dating, it was a little more difficult, but
I mean, she obviously cared for you. I mean, she drove all the way to and from Middleburg sometimes to give you a ride?
No. No. I would just get there.
Like
my mom would just come grab me.
Did you ever like Uber or anything like that over there?
No.
Have you ever done it? That's probably expensive, huh? How much is that ride?
I've never had to do that.
I've never had to Uber?
I've never had to Uber from
So
her place to that.
You would just get like between mom,
Because
stepdad, and then her.
I mean, maybe if I lived in Jacksonville,
Yeah.
I probably would have to do that. But you know, whenever I'm in town, I'm only in town for like short periods of time,
Yeah.
so it's like 2 and 3 days at a time, stuff like that.
So between mom, stepdad, and then her, you didn't have to.
No.
One of them always got you back and forth.
Yeah, for the most part.
And you don't
Only when I'm in Jacksonville. The only time I Uber and Lyft is when I'm up north, because I use it to go to work. You know. Stuff
And
like
you don't drive at all. Not even. I mean, I know. Say, a lot of people don't have good license. It doesn't stop them from driving. But you're pretty disciplined with that. You don't drive.
No.
I got you.
Where'd you say you were staying the last couple days?
I've been in Middleburg.
That's your mom's in Middleburg?
Yes.
Okay. And can you just run me through, like, as best you can, your timeline the last 2 days? Starting from, I guess, so today's Saturday, yesterday was Friday. I guess where you went to bed Thursday night and woke up Friday morning?
I've just been there.
Just been there?
Yeah, I haven't really been in town.
Okay.
You say haven't really been in town. Like, have you literally been in Middleburg the whole? I mean,
Yes,
last several days.
That's
okay.
where I've been.
Okay. Did you go anywhere out there? You just literally just stay at your parents' house?
I went to a store there.
But you just stay at your parents' house?
I mean, I had everything that I needed.
You don't have a girl out there?
No, I don't.
Nothing?
I'm pretty, I don't really lack too much self-control, man.
Okay.
I don't have to.
What do you do all day? You play video games or?
No, man. I
Work
stay
or
on my
what?
laptop, catch up, correspond with people, things like that.
I gotcha.
That's all I would do.
Okay. The store you went to was just like a corner store, like a grocery store?
Yeah.
Okay. Near the house?
Yeah.
I gotcha. So, but in the last 2 days, you've pretty much been at your mom's house or just like in the area?
Yeah, like Walgreens, little places like that.
Places you can walk to?
Yeah. Places they don't mind taking me, or I don't mind hiking or something like that. I might
gotcha.
jog or something like that.
What do you do for fun, man? If you're here for long periods with not having to work, I mean, what do you just sit at the house? You don't just sit at your parents' house. Come on.
Man, you can call them and ask
just
them
sit
what
at
I
the
do.
parents' house, yeah?
I mean, I might play basketball,
Yeah.
but for the most part, I might read a book or
Okay.
something like that. My life's pretty boring, man.
I got you.
I did all of the sleeping around stuff.
Did your mom work?
No, she stays at home. She's retired.
The last couple days you've been at home?
Yeah.
Did you tell us your mom's name? I don't remember.
Her name is.
Okay. What's her last name?
Yes.
Okay. How do you spell her first name? Yeah.
You understand why we're having this conversation? Does it make sense at least? I mean, who's the first person you're going to start with a lot of times in a situation like this? The person that you would consider to be closest to that person. And if you don't consider yourself to be the closest person to her, then obviously I want your help trying to figure out who would be.
I mean, when it comes down to it, I would like to think, and I do believe that I'm the closest to her.
Right.
But I see her the least out of everybody.
Right.
She didn't relocate with me when I left, and I only see her for days at a time. She knows that I don't really drive like that, so I don't know what she had going on. Especially being the last time when we saw each other was last week. Last time I saw her was like last Saturday.
And it doesn't concern you that your own son is saying that daddy really
It does concern me, but I know that my son, he's like, he wouldn't, like, if she had another man around, and he might say it around another man, depending on what she has going on. As a man, it sucks to have to say that, but I have to be I have to be honest with myself. So,
how sure are you that
I mean, we would have gotten to that point. We weren't at that point yet. We were at the point where we were just I know that I stay 1,000 miles away. Could be somebody sleeping over there every night, but I don't know that.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say.
She would never tell me that.
She could be talking to or seeing someone else, but you don't know.
She would never tell me that.
And you've never caught her on phone or
No.
showed up at the apartment unannounced and found another dude there, nothing like that?
No,
Okay.
I don't try to overly intrude. I try to trust her. You know, a lot of times in the past I used to talk about cheating and stuff like that, but she would those weren't really the best conversations that we would have. But I know that she did deal with other guys outside of me in the past, but I did the same thing as well.
Right. So you said pay bills earlier. What kind of, like, how much of the bills are you paying? Rent? You just buying some groceries, throwing her a little bit of money here and there? Like, how does that work?
Well, I have the account statements.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, was it a set amount every month?
This past month, I think I gave her like 1,400. The month before that, I think I gave her like a couple of grand.
So that's quite a bit.
The month before that, you know, because it's not just about it's my family. You know what I mean? Like if she had something.
Was that pretty consistent every month, giving her $1,000, $2,000?
For the most part,
or was
yes.
you go long periods of not giving? I mean, is there months where you don't give her anything?
No.
Okay.
No. And I told her, you know, I have all of these things in my checking account and stuff like that. So, but you know, I would overly compensate her. Sometimes she would misappropriate the money, and she would end up having to ask me for more stuff. I know that she asked her mother to pay her rent or something like that, but I had already given her enough money to do it. So
there's nothing to the courts. You don't have any kind of papers or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Y'all just always kind of worked it out amongst yourselves?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just take care of everything.
Okay. All right, Mr. Armstrong, do me a favor. All right, just give me a few minutes. Sit tight, okay?
Do you know off the top of your head phone numbers for Dale and Sandy?
No, I don't.
They're in your phone?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. Do you know what they're saved under? Is it Mom and Dad or Dale and Sandy?
No, it's like Mom and Dale.
Mom and Dale. How about what did she say?
Well, for this past week, it says crazy.
Crazy?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha. All right. Yeah, just give us a minute. If you need anything, if you want a snack, need to use the restroom, just... Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just knocking on the door. About how much longer is it going to be?
It's going to be a little bit.
How long should I expect to be here?
I mean, we just got to run down some stuff, talk to a few more people, and then it's just going to be a little bit. I mean, you need to use the restroom, you need something to eat.
I need to use the restroom. I need my phone. I want to call and let my family know everything is okay.
Okay.
Because I was stopping over there to check on them. I didn't expect any of this stuff.
I got you. Well, let's go use the restroom real quick.
Are there any leads?
What's that?
You guys have any leads?
We're just chasing down everything that we can right now. So I can't get into it too much, you know what I mean? Because it's an open investigation. So we got to kind of play everything tight to the vest. But
have you guys been able to speak to her parents?
We're tracking down everyone that we can right now. It's all part of it. So.
All
right. Knock if you need anything.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, where is her body at?
We're gonna come back in here in just a few minutes. We can go over that stuff.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Armstrong, hey. Man, all I can say is I apologize for taking so long. I do appreciate your cooperation. All right, obviously, you understand the gravity of the situation, okay? Like, we spoke with your stepfather, and, he was able to verify some of the stuff you were saying about him giving you a ride and everything. So, like I said, I appreciate your truth, you being truthful with me. I gotta just keep picking your brain a little bit, though. Any little thing you can think of, like, does she use Instagram Messenger, Facebook Messenger?
I don't know. Right now, I want to do something to somebody about the situation.
I understand, and that's why I have you here. I know you. This is the last place in the world you want to be right now, but I'm trying to take advantage of being able to get as much information from you, being probably the closest person, at least that we know of, to her. Because right now you're my only connection to her. I mean, her own mother probably still doesn't know as much about her daily life about certain things like you do.
I mean, when it comes down to it, I don't know. I didn't have passwords or anything to her phone.
Okay. Did she ever message you on Facebook, Instagram, any of that stuff?
Yeah, she did.
Okay. So that wasn't out of the ordinary for her to communicate with Facebook Messenger, Instagram, DMs, and all that stuff?
No, it's not.
What about an app, like a messenger app? Did she use any of those?
No, no text now.
I mean, y'all wouldn't have a reason to do that with each other. Y'all just text each other, right?
I mean, but we would still use social media just to do it because everybody uses social media.
I got you. What about the 994 number you've used before? What is that?
That's an old T-Mobile number.
An old T-Mobile number?
That phone has been cut off since...
Okay.
You know what? I cut that phone off and cut the Verizon phone on. So that was off back in December, probably.
Okay. So you haven't used 994 number since last year?
No, 994-6537.
I think that's what it was. Yeah. No. Did you used to have those two numbers concurrently, or you canceled 994?
I canceled one and got the other.
The 646?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been to your parents' house?
No, but I know I need to go over there.
No, I'm just saying ever. Like, have y'all ever gone there?
Oh,
You've been
yeah.
to, like, family dinner and stuff like that?
Did they bring my phone in?
I think he's done with it or about to be done with it. That's what we're kind of waiting on now. Because right now, there's like, you cooperating with the phone and letting us do that also can exonerate you. Your location history shows that you're here, not there when something happens. That kind of stuff makes you look good, okay?
Alright.
So that's why I was asking you for your consent to do that, okay?
That's fine.
Because if your phone's way over here in Middleburg or something, and something's happening way, up on the north side, then...
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I guess. Whatever works.
Well, because normally not very many people are without their cell phones.
Yeah, that's true.
So... what else did I want to hit on? Did she work?
Well, I know she used to Instacart a little bit, and then she was substitute teaching, and then she started doing. She became a paraprofessional.
Okay. Do you know what school?
And the school year ended, and then she like a summer camp.
And she just has the one car? Is it the Volkswagen, whatever it is, the SUV?
T1.
Yeah. She pay for that?
No, her mother helped her, but I gave her quite a few bucks.
Okay. No, you said you were sending her quite a bit of money per month.
Like she stayed like 3 miles away from her parents.
Right. What was the last thing you knew her to be doing to make money if you weren't giving her money?
I'm not sure.
Like the school's being out right now, so she's not. Was she still Instacarting? Do you know?
She would talk about Instacart, and with Instacart, people go to different locations and stuff like that. So she would talk about that, but outside of that, I'm not sure. I wasn't trying to track her down or anything, I wasn't asking her to turn the location on and stuff, but she would give me her location sometimes, though.
Is there anything you can think of that you've thought of while you've been sitting here that might help us out?
I think that I know she had some neighbors who stayed in her building, but I don't really know what they were into. They just looked a little shysty to me. But
any distinct features about anybody that hangs around in that building or those apartments that you can think of? Weird tattoo.
I mean, it's, you know, a lot of different things take place in that complex that I've witnessed, and I mean, I just
right there around her apartment building, like anything, nothing ever stood out to you? Did you ever sit outside?
I saw some guys fighting out there before.
Were you like, I mean, you smoke cigars?
Yeah, I do.
Do you stand outside to do that, like outside the apartment, or?
Yeah, I would smoke cigarettes.
Do you ever witness neighbors coming and going? Like, I mean,
yeah.
Like nothing stood out to you about any of the neighbors?
A few of them looked a little different. She had one neighbor that didn't like me. She stayed above her, but I think she had a crush on my girlfriend because she had a girlfriend that lived with her. So I think, you know, it was a dark-skinned girl with dreads and stuff like that.
You never really had much interaction with them?
No, one day she cursed me out. I was on my laptop and she thought that I looked at her girlfriend, so she cussed me out. No, I wasn't looking at her girlfriend.
Who lives in the apartment across?
I think it's a lady.
Just a lady?
But I know it's like I know she has like 3 or 4 sons. Or maybe that's their friends. I know they smoke.
Is there a man that comes and goes from there?
I wouldn't know.
You haven't seen it? Okay. Any other dudes that like live right there in her little building that you can think of?
One of the guys had a whole lot of tattoos.
Okay.
A couple of tattoos on his face.
On his face? Do you remember what apartment he was in?
I know he stayed on the floor above her.
Above? Is he black or white?
It was a black guy.
So he had was he like thin or?
Yeah, thin, muscular.
Okay.
And there was another guy who
do you remember what kind of tattoos he had on his face?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But then they had another guy. It was like a group of guys. There were like 3 or 4 of them. They would smoke in the hallway and stuff like that, and just kind of do their own thing. You know, when it comes to stuff like that, I just try to walk away from my business. Mind my business.
Did all those guys? Did they all live together?
I think one of them used to always be a visitor, but I remember there was a lot of different interaction as far as people who they would see and stuff like that.
I gotcha.
What made you go over there today? I know you said sometimes y'all would go a day or so without talking if she was mad, and it sounded like things kind of ended where she might have been a little bit mad last night. So what made you what told you to get a ride and go over there this afternoon?
I called her about 30 times, and she hasn't responded to me since. She didn't respond to me since last night. Then I texted her this morning, and she didn't respond to me this morning either. And, you know, normally whenever I ask her something about the kids, or if I say something to her, she responds. So I asked her mom to just tell her to call me or something like that. I thought maybe she might have been upset, but normally she gets over the small stuff. And, you know, she still didn't reach out to me, so that was kind of like, let me see what's going on.
I gotcha. Alright, so nothing else came to your mind as far as being able to help us out with what direction to go or something?
I'm going to work with you guys on it. So
I appreciate it. Well, let me go see about your phone. Alright, hang on for a few more. I know this, like I said, I know this is taking a while, but it's easier to do this now than try to chase you down on the back end to bring you back in. And at least I'm getting everything I could possibly need from you now. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me having to keep trying to hound you and come to your parents and looking for you, calling you. So
yes,
I appreciate it. Mr. Armstrong, do you interested in any kind of snack? I just grab some stuff. Huh? I don't know if I need necessarily call that a candy bar. I think it's more like that.
It's got chocolate and almonds. It's something.
How would you feel about giving me some DNA samples out of your cheek? Just let me swab. Like I said, I'm gonna do anything and everything I can right now. Okay.
I'm not against that.
Okay. I mean, you
Shit for paternity or something like that.
No, just going to be comparing it to other stuff we might find in it to say, hey, if we find something later that comes back to a male, specifically maybe a black male or something, I can say, well, it's not his DNA because he's already cooperated and given his DNA, so now we know it's somebody else's. Huh?
I understand.
Yeah. Alright, well then, if you're good with that, everything we do obviously is consent. Alright, I got another consent form, and this is for DNA. And basically it's 2 swabs, like Q-tips. I'm just going to go to the inside of your cheek, swab around. There's 0 pain or anything. It's going to take me literally 10 seconds, okay?
Alright.
I know you had a question about where she's at. Did he answer that before I came in?
No, he didn't.
So she's at the, she was transported to the medical examiner's office. They're going to do an autopsy soon, and they'll be able to determine cause of death.
Is that in this building?
No, it's not here. It's somewhere else. It's over by the hospital. But they're going to do an autopsy to determine cause of death.
Is it alright if I go there?
For what reason?
Just to see her.
No, they're not gonna let you there because you can't go in. Afterwards, whenever her family makes arrangements and she goes to the funeral home, if that's what they want to do, that's when you would be able to see her.
They don't let anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody in the general public goes just back to behind the front counter at the medical examiner's office. If you'll sign there and then print, and you can date it. It's 7/24 now. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but this is all stuff that's going to make you look better in the long run down the end, okay, down the road, because like I said, in these investigations, the first person to start with is always significant other.
Understand.
Will you print your name too right there for me?
Then they still have my phone.
Yep. Shouldn't be much longer, hopefully. It just depends on how much stuff's on there. If there's a bunch of phone videos.
Do you know how big it was? Like how many gigs? Like it was a 64 or 128? 64. Okay. The new phones, there's just so much stuff on them now. It takes a little bit longer to download. But, as soon as we get that done, and then also we got detectives that were running out to your parents' house just to confirm, that you were there and everything like that, so we can just cross all that off the list, and so we gotta chase down everything.
It's at our parents' house.
Your parents' house.
Oh.
Just to verify the story. You know what I mean? Just so we can move on to the next. And
man, you can call them and ask them that.
Yeah, they were already out. So
a lot of times we do our business face to face, man. It's just part of it. That's what we do. We wouldn't be very good at our job. We just took people at their word. We gotta go trust but verify. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go on the inside of your cheek right there. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, and that's it.
After they finish with my phone, then I can leave.
yeah, if everything checks out after we do that, and they're done talking with your parents and everything like that, we'll be good.
About how much longer is that going to be?
I wish I could tell you, man. That's why we have a whole squad of people that do nothing but that. All I can tell you is it's been, I think, coming up on 2 hours now. As soon as you sign that form, we told him to start.
Alright.
So hopefully, I told him to let me know when he's done. Like I said, I know you're ready to go. I do appreciate your cooperation because at some point, these are all things that I would have been eventually trying to come after you for and get you to cooperate. And I know it might have been easier at a Monday afternoon at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but
Yeah,
right now
definitely.
time is of the essence. All right, we have obviously, you know,
I understand.
you understand the gravity of the situation.
I mean, I feel like it's almost a waste of time, but I know you guys have.
Right.
Who are the other suspects?
Exactly. That's what we got to figure out.
Yeah.
I was hoping you could give me some names.
No, I mean, I'm her significant other. If she was dating somebody else, I wouldn't know them.
No, I mean, and I know she's not going to talk to you about that most likely. I just didn't know. I mean, who knows? Sometimes people come in here and say some weird things, you know. Sometimes people date each other knowing that there's 2 or 3 people in the picture. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think her stuff, that she was maybe seeing someone else?
A friend who? Probably would.
Maybe. Okay.
Does any of that interest you?
I've asked but she didn't respond.
Well,
So you never know. Take bail.
I think there's Funyuns in there too. You going back to Funyuns?
No, I just eat the oats and honey, man.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I meant to grab you one of each thing I saw. I forgot the Funyuns. I can.
No, I just needed something. Just
Okay. You don't want any of that?
No. You guys can keep it.
Man, that's for it's.
I mean, no,
You've
shit.
been sitting in here. You've been in the back of a car since I don't know how long, and now you've been down here
Yeah,
for a
but
long.
I don't have much of an appetite.
I understand. Okay. As long as you don't want it. All right. I appreciate your patience. Mr. Armstrong.
Yes.
All right, let's talk a little bit more. Listen up. So, straight up, there's some messages on the concerning, all right, to say the least.
All right.
I mean, there's stuff involving guns being put to heads and all that just within the past couple weeks. What's that all about?
I want to thank you all for watching. Look for the next video in this case coming soon, and we will see you in the next one.